talk about service dogs for veterans. The first panelist we have is Keisha Jackson, a retired 22-year Air Force veteran and family caregiver. And then we also have Christopher Deike. He is a Navy veteran chief warrant officer. I am so pleased and honored to have the two of you here today on the show, especially on a historic day for our nation when people voted and carried out the thing that we as veterans were able to ensure for people to do. So why don't you lead us in, Keisha, and we'll start the conversation.
Hi, Dr. Arnold. Good to talk to you today.
Good to talk to you.
In addition, November is also Caregiver Appreciation Month, so I love that.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Chris, it's good to have Chris on the line today. Last month we had Chris Beatty on the line, and Chris Beatty is the executive founder, the executive director of Semper Canine. He was the guest panelist. And when he was on, he was talking about Semper Canine and how Semper Canine is one of the few veteran service organizations that receive rescue dogs or donated dogs, and then they train them to become service dogs for wounded service members free of charge. So I thought it would be good to have a follow-on to that topic. And so Chris Deike is one of the military members that received a service dog. So, Chris, are you there?
Good evening, everybody. I'm here.
Yes.
So, Chris, go ahead, Doctor.
Oh, yeah, and you know, I know that it said that you suffered a severe traumatic brain injury and is still going through therapy. But in 2017, you competed against 250 seriously wounded, ill, and injured service members, and you were presented the Heart of the Team Award at the Department of Defense Warrior Games in Chicago. That has got to be, I've never done anything that good, so I am so proud of you for what you have done. And I know you retired in 2018, and you reserved your service dog, Salty, from Semper Canine, and that was in 2019. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
That is correct. So after I was injured, I was added into the Navy Wounded Warrior Safe Harbor program to help me with the recovery, the transition, the retirement, et cetera, adaptive sports. And that's when I competed in the Warrior Games. It was actually in Chicago in 2017. And when I was there, still active duty, and I was helping out all of the other my teammates and other athletes that had their service animals while doing their competition, and I was like, wow, this really helps. Being stubborn as I was, I am. This is great. Do I want to look into this? Don't want to look into this. Let somebody else have it. But at the Warrior Games, that was a huge acceptance of the new norm. Like, yeah, this would really help. And then I looked into Semper Canine. I Googled the veterans organizations around the area, and honestly, my wife and I were walking downtown one day, and I saw a service dog, and I started talking to the gentleman, and the service dog kind of jumped up on me, and he and the gentleman looked at me and asked me, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got an injury." And he goes, "Yeah, the dog can tell," and it was Chris Beatty's card. I'm like, "Okay,
okay,
I'm hooked."
Oh yeah.
And I looked into it, and I filled out the paperwork. I was accepted into the program, and I did about a year of training with Semper Canine and other dogs, and Salty kind of came around.
Oh wow! So looking at a picture, so Salty, is that like a
the handler got the DNA from, I don't know where they did the DNA, and actually Salty is a quarter Malamute, a quarter Husky, a little bit of Lab, a little bit of Shepherd, a little bit of Terrier. Yeah.
That's a beautiful dog.
Thank you.
So, because, Keisha, you were talking about this as being, Caregiver Month as well. And as we're looking at that, we have different needs in the community and, especially among our veterans, because this war was unlike any other where, we did multiple tours and people came back with a lot of injuries. So, how does this work out as far as the caregiver piece of it? Do you think that that's something that we need to be putting more money into, more time, or that, as veterans, we need to be supporting that more?
Oh, most definitely. Caregivers are pretty much often to become called unsung heroes because you don't even realize that you become a caregiver or that you are a caregiver. Okay. I was talking to a panel maybe 2 days ago, and they were asking me if I can give some advice of what I thought in terms of caregivers. And I said one of the things I think that caregivers have to learn to do is to become their best friend, their own best friend, because a lot of times when different things happen, you didn't bring that on, and you may not even know how to handle it because you're thrown into a situation. So you have to learn to take care of yourself while you're caring for a person. Don't blame yourself, to kind of back off sometimes, let others help. It's just so many different things. So, yeah, I definitely think there should be more funds that going into the research for caregivers. The military does have different things for caregivers, the VA, AARP. There's a lot of organizations out there that have resources to connect with caregivers. It's just a matter of trying to connect people together to be able to be a part of it. Because a lot of times when you are a caregiver, you're so in the throes of things, you don't have time to search out resources because you're being a caregiver.
Oh, that's so important. And the caregiver needs to take care of themselves to some degree as well, because it could be such a, demanding job at times. But, Chris, so how, so do you recommend this to other veterans? Because there's so many veterans over there who are probably, sitting around and can probably really use this service. And maybe you can tell us how this has changed your life, having Salty around.
100%. Whatever has helped me. That's what I'm on board with that. Salty has helped me to keep my focus on him and the task at hand instead of other things. At work, I have to give some briefs and I have to talk to people, and there's times where I'll get very, very anxious, and so his way of saying, hey, brother, I'm right here. I got you. Keep going. You got it. That's how he helps me.
Oh, fantastic. So he actually does a lot of things to support you in the day-to-day, right, of things that you're doing in life.
Day-to-day, yeah. He goes everywhere with me, grocery stores, work. Sometimes I have to ride the Metro or VRE to go to my job site. And then back home, when we're home, the best is off. And when the best is off, he's all puppy. Don't let the best fool you. The squirrels and the rabbits in the backyard don't stand a chance with them. He puts the vest on, he knows.
Oh yeah. You reminded me of my dog that I had. It was a German Shepherd, but best of friends. And that's the kind of thing that kind of bond is unique. And so I'm so glad you have that. You have Salty in your life. That is commendable, and I really applaud that program for even having Salty around with you. And Salty was named in memory of a U.S. Air Force Major William Salty Watkins III, right? And he was killed in action while flying a combat mission near Tikrit, Iraq. And so that's how the name came about, huh?
Yes, Chris and his wife Amanda Beatty, they named their animals from fallen veterans.
Oh, I
and
see.
Exactly what you said. Salty, Major Watkins, was from the Virginia area, and they named Salty from him, and it was very emotional. During my graduation ceremony, the handler reached out to Salty's namesake family, and some of his namesake family came to the graduation.
Oh my goodness, that is so powerful. I mean, you saying that just hit my heart. That is wow. I can't even imagine how that feels.
There was some waterfalls. There's no doubt about that.
Oh yes. You can't be human and not have a waterfall in a situation like that. But so what are some of the things that are going on now with this program? Where does it take place, and how do you go through the program, and how do you contact them if you want to get involved in it?
SemperCanine.org is the best way, and on that website there's contact us, links, fill out application. Semper Canine does have a lot of YouTube channels, and Keisha, if you can help me out here, there was a gentleman, can't remember his name off the top of my head. Damn it, I wish I could. The gentleman that did Dirty Jobs. Actor.
Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry. I know who I can see the face, but I cannot say his name. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about. Yep, I know his name. I can't recall his name.
Yeah,
but I know who you're talking about.
I can't remember his name right now. He did a 45-minute special. Came to the Semper Canine camp, met the Beatties, and did a 45-minute special on what Semper Canine does and doing.
Wow. So what are the stages you go through in the program? How do you go through and actually unite with your your dog?
Well, Chris started me off with puppies to get me acclimated with being around dogs, which I've been around dogs all my life, but they're service animals. Yes. So I trained with them 2 or 3 times a month, every month for, like I said, for about a year. And halfway through my training, the handler and Chris brought Salty one day. And I think how Chris picks his dogs for the veterans, the dogs have to be in their handler's possession for a certain time and in their training phases, if you will.
Oh, right. Yes.
And halfway through it, half the year through it, I went and started my day training with them, and Salty showed up, and he pretty much picked me.
So it's love at first sight.
Yeah, absolutely. He came right up to me, and I looked at him, and we were outside, and I said, "All right, brother, let's go. Let's go for a walk," and we were gone.
Oh, yeah. Wow. And the rest is history.
The rest is history, yep. And then I just continued with the training and went out on town with them and brought them home, took them to work, had them meet my coworkers and my colleagues, and they're all wonderful with me and Salty. And I said, okay, this works.
Well, Chris, it's been such an honor having you on this show, and thank you for your service. And thank you for Salty service, too, to our nation. So I want to, we're getting close, short on time, so we're going to start, talking. We're going to actually introduce something about a box giveaway, and we have our executive producer who's going to announce that.
Keisha and Chris, you are a part of an announcement regarding Chris and Sheila Kennedy and Congressman Danny Davis. We need 2 callers to call into America's Heroes Group to win a Top Box Food holiday donation.
Okay.
Yay!
Yes.
2 callers. We need you. We need you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
We had to make that
And
announcement.
Thank you. And I wanted to just throw in the person's name was Mike Rowe. I could not think of his name, but since it came to me, I wanted
Mike,
to say it.
yes.
That was the show that.
Oh, Mike Rowe. Yes.
Yeah, it was
That's right.
Returning the Favor, and that's what he was on. Chris Beatty was on.
Oh, yes. Oh, excellent. Excellent. Well, we are actually out of time now, but I really want to have you back. I think this is such a great topic. And I just love this whole thing that is going on with the service dogs and making sure that our veterans are protected and their families are, and that becomes that. I'm sure that dog becomes a part of your family. I know that. And actually, that dog picked you. I just love that. Love at first sight.